Hello again, thanks for joining me for another If. Trust you're having a good week and you're being blessed. I am. Well, we're still in Romans and we're up to chapter 13 verse 9. For this, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not kill, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, you shall not covet, and if there be any other commandment, it's briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, love your neighbour as yourself. The whole context of what Paul's saying is, love fulfils the law, loving God and loving your neighbour. And verse 8 says this, owe no man anything but love one another. He that loves another has fulfilled the law. That's amazing. We don't need to know the law of the Old Testament, the moral law of God. He who loves his neighbour has fulfilled the whole law of God. For this, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not kill, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, you shall not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it's briefly comprehended in this saying, you shall love your neighbour as yourself. And verse 10 is the key. Love works no ill to his neighbour. If I love my neighbour, I won't commit adultery with his wife. If I love my neighbour, I won't steal from him. If I love my neighbour, I won't covet his house or his car or his continental holidays. If I love my neighbour, I won't do any ill to him. So I'm loving my neighbour as myself. So love fulfils the law. Love works no ill to his neighbour. This is what the verse says. I'll read it exactly. Love works no ill to his neighbour. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So we don't need to know the law of God. If we love God and love our neighbour, we'll fulfil it. Isn't that wonderful? That's great news. Because the law is written on our hearts, we don't need to know it. I believe every single person born on planet Earth has a moral conscience. They know God's laws. Children of 2 and 3 months, they're aware of rebellion. A child of 2 or 3, they know when they steal it's wrong. They know when they lie it's wrong. They know when they're selfish they're wrong. Slowly the heart gets hardened and they justify the sin, but everyone is born with the moral conscience of God. The law is written on their hearts, but it's crusty. It's like an iron band round the heart, and they can't function anymore like God intended them to. But when we reconcile to God, the laws are written on our hearts. So I'll finish with the challenge. I used it in the previous vlogs, but I don't apologise for that. Before I do, the Good Samaritan. He did good to his neighbour. No, he did good to his enemy. The Samaritans and Jews were enemies, and he cared for his enemy. He put him on his horse. He paid for the treatment to hospitalise him. And he said, if there's any more, I'll pay it when I come again. He loved his neighbour as himself. That was Jesus' example. And I'll read what Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount to finish. Then I'm going. Matthew 5:43. You've heard it said by them of old time, love your neighbour and hate your enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless those that curse you, do good to those who despitefully use you and hate you, and pray for those which despitefully use you and persecute you. Well, love fulfils the law. Allow the law of God to be written on your heart. And how do you do that? By loving God with your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, and loving your neighbour as yourself, and you'll fulfil the whole law, if you do it. Well, I'm going now. I've lots to do. Busy day. See you for the next vlog. Be blessed.